Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Daniel. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are new, welcome back. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for all signs. It is a broad spectrum collective reading, so I do speak in broad terms. You need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. It is not solely set to the date that it's created on. I do believe readings are timeless, so if you're seeing it on a date different than when it was created for, by all means, if it fits your situation, utilize the reading for hope and inspiration. This reading is originally created for Friday, December 9th, and I will be referring back to the Sunday underpinning reading, which is a video that populates in the lower left-hand corner at the end of this video. So if you hear me talking about cards that are not present, in this reading, I'm referring back to that reading. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu. In there is just housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing the channel, how to contact me on social media, to follow me, or even book a private reading. Also, easy ways to support the channel. You can always hit that thumbs up sign, which greatly helps if you like this content. Subscribe to the channel, share the video out, let your friends know about me, and leave me a question or comment. I greatly appreciate all of that. So let's see what's going on for December 9th. We should still be feeling the effects of that Gemini full moon. I feel like it's bringing clarity to situations that we otherwise maybe didn't have. So by all means, utilize that. If you find yourself letting go of things right now, that's okay, because full moons are exactly for that, for releasing. So, if we're giving ourselves a break or releasing from a situation that's been troubling us, by all means do so. Trust your intuition. So the card for the day is the Nine of Swords. She doesn't look very happy, does she? The interesting thing about this Nine of Swords oftentimes indicates nightmares, worries, fears, thoughts that are haunting us to a degree. What I like about this Nine of Swords is that none of these swords are actually touching her. It could be sleepless nights for some of us. It could be waking up in the middle of the night in fear or anxiety, worrying about a situation that we don't feel as though we have control over. Like I said, with that Gemini full moon, finding mental clarity and then releasing whatever these swords are for ourselves would be optimum right now. I do like that these swords are pointing towards the future in the sense that I feel like they're leaving us. I feel like the sleepless nights, the worry, the fear, the anxieties, we're working our way through them. Nines are about personal completion, so we should be coming to terms with whatever situation it is that we feel like we cannot control through our mind and through our thoughts. We need to be aware that this card indicates maybe an over-worrying or a fear of some sort. Remember, underneath this, now that we're getting towards week's end, is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a very warm, emotional card that thinks outside of the box, that follows his emotions and moves to a beat of a different drummer. So if we need to tap into our emotional self and learn a new way of feeling around a situation, that could also alleviate the stress of this Nine of Wands, or this Nine of Swords, right? I mean, one of the swords is so faint at the very top, it's almost like they're fading away, right? To me, so I feel like we're in this transition of letting go of something that maybe haunted us or plagued us, and so we need to be made aware of it. We may not be fully in it anymore, but it is a reminder card of how maybe we once were, or how things have been transpiring for us in our thoughts, and how to release those thoughts. I also like the different colors of the swords, like that pink sword and that light blue sword. To me, they don't feel violent or aggressive. Sometimes we might find confusion or going back and forth in, oh, what's the nice right thing to do? What's the societally right thing to do? We will find a clear answer. That closest yellow sword to me, yellow always represents the mental realm. It feels like to me we are finding a clarity, and then we'll be able to move into the future with that clarity, leaving this sort of desperation, anxiety, worry behind. So if you are a little stressed or a little bit like, feeling like you don't know the answer, trust that you will at some point. And give yourself a break. The grounding stone this week is give. What is it that you need to clear your mind, your thoughts, your communication, so that they're more clear and in alignment with what you need, what you desire, and how you feel? That would be the Page of Cups influence from Sunday's reading underneath this. There is a transition, there is a change that is taking place. Allow that change to take place both not only at the emotional level, but also at the mental level. And know that whatever is plaguing you or bothering you or someone else around you will soon pass. It's just a period that we all have to work through whenever we're dealing with, worry, anxiety, fear, that sort of a thing. Like, what's on the other side? If I let this go, what does that mean for me? It doesn't necessarily mean that something's bad. In all honesty, seeing this card, it means that we might actually be able to let go of some of this, late night thinking, worrying, distress that we don't necessarily need in our life. Now let's look at the Divine Abundance card. It is extraordinary. There's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. I love this peacock here because he is definitely displaying his own beauty in his own very particular way. He's owning his space. He has his wings splayed out. Do not let these limiting thoughts of the Nine of Swords or the fears or the worries of what other people might think about who we are or how we operate limit us. Be extraordinary. Be your own true self. Tap into the Page of Cups like information. Think outside of the box. Think with like emotional freedom. What feels good to you? Follow that. Don't think about what's right or how you're being treated. How we're being treated by another is usually more about them than it is about us. And so if we're plaguing ourselves with the thoughts of, why did they do this to me, or what should I do because they're doing this to me? Don't. Just be extraordinary. Just relish in your beauty. Understand that you have power, beauty, and grace beyond what they may understand. It may even threaten them to a degree. And that might be causing you worry or fear, like, am I being too much? Or am I not enough? Or why am I not enough is almost the feeling that I get here with these swords, because it feels like the peacock knows its beauty, its grace, its divinity, And so owning that today. And remember the card for the week, which we've seen twice this week, is this non-duality, where it's like measuring things by light and dark, good and bad. We can get caught and trapped in those dualities and be focusing through this Nine of Swords only on the bad or the negative. We want to release that, and we want to go back to ourselves and explore the beauty that we are, not only through this extraordinary card, but also through the beauty of the Page of Cups and our own true feelings and emotions and who we really are at an emotional level, the beauty and the optimism that resides within us. We can let go of this. Let's go to the clarifiers. We have the King of Wands, oftentimes associated with the fire signs. He's Mr. I see it, I want it, I go after it. He's looking to the past, and that's where some of this swords energy might be coming from. We might be dwelling a bit too much on the past and trying to make sense of it from the king's perspective. Understanding that we're capable, right? The king would be capable and authority, empowered, and not understanding why maybe we're not being honored or seen for what we are. The King of Wands is about desire, but he can oftentimes be about taking action, and he's associated with the spirit. But he can oftentimes be, any of the swords cards can be impetuous or jump to conclusions or act without thinking first, right? And his focus towards the past says to me that I think some of our Nine of Swords worry or contemplation that's causing us stress is because we might be too focused on the past, and we need to sort of switch our king in the opposite direction and take action towards moving towards a better future, moving towards the divinity of the king and the extraordinary card, and utilizing that to move us forward rather than staying stuck in the worries or fears of the past. The next card is the Five of Pentacles. This is a earthbound card. It's about being left out in the cold, and that might be some of the fear that is going on in the Nine of Swords. Like, if we change this, if we think differently about this, if we release this, will we be left alone? Will we be out in the cold? Will we have no options beyond this? But the truth of the matter is there are options, right? Those five pentacles are on a church, a safe space. And the family, although they're in like distress or in a time of trouble, they're moving onward. They're moving towards the future, even in the face of adversity. So, sometimes facing our nightmares or our fears is the very thing that we need to do so that we can become stronger and realize that that's all they are, is just fears. It's nothing that's very sort of real, if that makes any sense, right? And there may be, with the Five of Pentacles can indicate a setback of some sort. It may feel like the choices we're making or the decisions we're making around something, which may be scary for us, might be putting us in a place of lack or loss. But that place of lack or loss will transform and change, oftentimes towards something that's better suited to us. Remember, fives are always transitory. The fact that those pentacles are on a church window says to me, even though this is a pentacles card, we're moving on to something that's more in line with our spirit, which is more in line with our higher self and what we deserve rather than what we thought we wanted. Now, and the king pointed to the past. There might be something that we desired very much so that didn't work out, that we're not sure how to let go of, but we need to begin the let go and face the fear of being without it and then moving on. The other card that we have is the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is about emotional sadness and loss also. So some of you might be going through a transition right now. Again, fives are transitory. Seeing two fives says to me that, materially and emotionally, we might be feeling like we're losing something or we have lost something, or that if something changes in a way, we're not sure what's on the other side of that. But the truth of the matter is this extraordinary card says to me that we can handle anything and everything that comes our way. The truth about the Five of Cups is that what he's focused on is the three cups that are spilled in front of him, and he doesn't see the two cups of love that are still upstanding behind him. He's focusing more on the negative. He doesn't see the river in front of him that he can refill his cups from at any point in time. He's focusing on the emotional sadness and the loss of that. Underpinning this is the Page of Cups, which to me is a renewal of spirit through the emotions. So looking at this with a fresher perspective, a fresh set of eyes, and figuring out that the Two of Cups that we still have is extremely beneficial and we can still work with and we can still fill our cups. That castle in the foreground also says there's a bridge beyond him too, meaning there's still a path to be walked. There's still changes to be made. This could be a fork in the road for some of us where it's time to be brave. Trust in our beauty, trust in our grace, trust in our own sort of specific know-how in a way with this extraordinary card to move forward in faith that we too shall be able to create whatever it is that we want. It's just the thing that we were focused on or desired from the past wasn't right for us. So it may feel like the door is closing on us, but the King of Wands, when we turn him forward, right? He has the power to take action and move us in ways through spiritual desire that is quite powerful. So, like, getting away from the past and moving more into the future is what we want to do. Now, the Five of Pentacles is moving towards the future. The Five of Cups is sort of stationary, kind of dwelling on the past, but he's not completely done yet, is my feeling. Like, in a moment when he turns towards the future, he sees the Two of Cups are there, and the Two of Cups is the most romantic and loving card of the deck. So we need to take stock, and like a impartial stock, in what it is that we have that is good, what it is that we have that is working, and then take those things through the extraordinary card and utilize them to imbue that Page of Cups towards success. Give yourself this time to grieve, to be sad, to even, settle within the loss of whatever it is you think that you're being challenged by, and then free yourself enough to move forward, understanding that, if this situation, person, or whatever I'm dealing with didn't see me for what I was or didn't appreciate me for what I was, that's on them, not on me. And you can still move forward in your beauty, in your grace, in your intelligence, and you can find a new route or a new path that opens you up, that will lead you to what is more spiritually in line for you than you even realize. And I say that because the King of Wands is there, and he represents fire, which is spirit, but he's also the king. Kings are always deserving of the very best. So this to me feels like the universe is saying, you know what, that wasn't the right road. That wasn't the right relationship. That wasn't the right, even as much as you wanted it, it wasn't going to bring you what you needed or deserved, because you are extraordinary, because you are beautiful, because you deserve so much more. And so if we're stuck in thoughts of not trying to make sense of why it didn't work out, or what we could have done differently, that's not what we need to be doing at this time. We need to go back to the Page of Cups and dream again. Reset the blueprint or reset the plan from a place of joy, freedom, learning, and chalk it up as, not a loss, but as an education, an evolvement for ourselves to understand and set ourselves on to the right course with clarity from that full moon in Gemini towards what is right for us and what is our going to bring us our true happiness. Okay. With both the fives, though, if you need time to grieve, by all means take that time. But remember, you don't have to stay in that grieving forever. At a certain point, at any point in time, you can realize how extraordinary you are. And if a situation, job, person, family member, whatever, couldn't see that in you, that's about them, not about you, my dear. The grounding stone for today is grounded happiness. And this, to me, connects to that Page of Cups. What makes you happy? What would shift this for you? What would bring you the mental and emotional freedom to be happy? Start to focus on that. That turns the king away from the past and turns also the Five of Cups towards the two cups that are full. The Page of Cups is going to pursue what he loves, what he cherishes, what he dreams about. Don't give up on that. Stay grounded in your own true happiness. Understand the extraordinary nature of your being and live in that today. Give that to yourself and watch this scenario transform. Watch the path open up in front of you, and then be brave and take those steps towards it. The two fives do say that this is transitory, so it will not last long, even if you're in it. Do not resist it, because whatever you resist will persist. But acknowledge it and then clear it away. Like, let it go. That is your reading for the day. I hope that it makes sense. If it did, please, by all means, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. Leave me a question or comment. Let me know if this is resonating with you. And share the video out. All of that greatly helps the channel as I want to grow it. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care and have a wonderful day.